one honestly, like serious, very serious concern with Michigan. Like Josh Gaddis is great, and if everything works the way it should, and Jim Harbaugh actually does keep his grubby hands off the offense, they could actually fix some of the issues they have. That doesn't fix the fact that they've got a fullback Ben Mason running at defensive tackle right now.
No,
like, do you remember the 2007 Ohio State season where they were just like loaded for bear just about everywhere, and they had crappy defensive tackles, and boy, howdy did that not work out towards the end of the year. Michigan has real depth problems at defensive tackle. Like, they don't have great defensive tackles, and they also don't have depth there. That is the kind of thing that you can just have great talent everywhere else. And Michigan has pretty good talent everywhere else. They don't have amazing talent everywhere else, but they've got pretty good talent everywhere else. If you have crappy defensive tackles, teams are just going to run you over. And that is something that if you sell out to stop that, then you're vulnerable in a whole bunch of other areas. So that is something that, just looking at them on a superficial level, it's like, yeah, they got a bunch of guys back. They were pretty good last year. If they can just take that next step, like, that's all great. If you have bad defensive tackles, especially in the Big Ten, like, nope, not going to happen. Sorry.
You look at Michigan's defensive line. Some of these guys, they played, they were backups last year for a defense for Michigan's starting defensive line, and they played here and there. And you know, I could give you the names like Kwity Paye, junior defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's an in-state guy, but he had a solid freshman year last year. Had flashes. He's a sophomore this year. Carlo Kemp, defensive tackle, and who's going to be the other defensive tackle? Is it going to be Donovan Jeter? Is it going to be Michael Dwumfor, who played last year? But these guys they weren't super productive and not everybody's going to be super productive as backups, but they didn't flash as much as you would hope next year starters would. And, you know, when Chase Young is a freshman, he flashes. And when Robert Landers, as a redshirt freshman in 2016, had 7 tackles for loss in the first 5 games. These guys flash, and you just didn't see that much from those guys last year, which has me thinking I'm not going to see too much from them this year. And what we do see isn't going to be as good as what we'll see from an Ohio State defensive line, which has 3 seniors: Jonathan Cooper, Robert Landers, Davon Hamilton Jr., and Chase Young. Then all 7 or however of the class they brought in last year, those guys are all a year older. Jayshon Cornell, another senior. Overall, the depth is just ridiculous, and the talent is just as advanced. As many as just as the depth is above Michigan's depth, so is the talent, in my opinion, on this defensive line. And this is maybe the biggest no-brainer of the bunch, even with the running backs.